So in this video, we're going to cover 5 exercises that we recommend to all of our patients who want to take the steps to correcting their posture. These exercises will complement the care that we've given you to make sure that we're not just helping you feel straighter, but actually teaching you how to maintain that. Now, perhaps you've noticed your teenager who has the shoulders rolled in, tends to want to slump down on the chair. Perhaps you're in a role that involves you sitting down at a computer for 8, 9, even 10 hours a day, and you've noticed in photos like, why is my head forward? Or perhaps you're getting a little bit older and you don't want to end up all bent over forward. If that's the case, these exercises are for you. There's 2 real reasons that posture deteriorates over time. The first reason is that the muscles at the front tend to get really, really tight and cause these shoulders to roll in and contract. The second reason is the muscles in the back weaken, which allow that to happen. So they're what we're going to work on today. How do we stretch the muscles at the front, strengthen the muscles at the back to complement the care they're getting to make sure we can get long-term results for you? This exercise is known as the wall angels. So the most important part of this is the setup. So coming up against the wall, I want your heels against the wall. I want your knees against the wall, your backside against the wall, shoulder blades, elbows, hands, and head. From this position, what we're going to be doing is slowly raising all the way up, as if you're doing a shoulder press, and all the way back down. All the way back up, and all the way back down. You want to be going as high as you can, keeping everything against the wall. That's as high as I can go. Ideally, you want to be getting all the way up here. Where you should be feeling that is the engagement of these muscles in through between the shoulder blades. If you find it too difficult to do, what I'd like you to do is to bring your heels about that much far forward from the wall. So you're essentially leaning back against the wall, which will make it a little bit easier, and doing the same movement all the way up and all the way down. What I don't want you to do is to have your back arched like that. We want to keep the core engaged and everything flat against the wall. And you'll really notice that'll make a huge difference in the engagement of those muscles in between the shoulder blades. You want to be doing about 3 sets of 10 to 15. You're really going to feel in this exercise. It's a tough one, but make sure you get the principles right and it'll make a huge difference. This exercise is known as the shoulder rolls. You want to be grabbing a broomstick, or you can also use a TheraBand or even a rolled up towel. Contacting the outside, you want to have your arms straight. You want to squeeze in between your shoulder blades, and you want to slowly raise your arms all the way up and all the way back. All the way up and all the way back in this motion. So from the side, that will look like this. As you get more range through the shoulders, as the muscles release at the front and you start strengthening in between the shoulder blades, you should be able to actually bring your arms closer together. For me, that's as far as I can bring them to do the proper range of motion. With this exercise, do 3 sets of 10 and slowly build to 3 sets of 15. In this exercise, we're going to be engaging the muscles in between the shoulder blade. I find the use of a TheraBand really effective for this exercise. Typically, you just tie it onto a door or something at waist level. For this demonstration, I'm going to have camera woman Rach holding that for me. I'm going to hold the ends with my fists up. Now, what we're going to be doing is having the arm at 90 degrees like this and having it close to the body. Now we're going to engage the core. We're going to squeeze in between our shoulders, and we're going to slowly pull back and release. And release. So from the side, what that looks like is this movement here. Core engaged, muscles in between the shoulder blades are squeezed, that position, and then I'm slowly bringing it back and then forward. Back and then forward. you're going to find very quickly the muscles in between your shoulder blades are almost going to be burning. The reason is these muscles are so weak, they don't get activated, and that's the muscle fatiguing. So if you feel that, totally normal. It's just an indication that we have to strengthen these up. I recommend starting off doing 3 sets of 10 and slowly build to 3 sets of 15. As you get stronger, step away from whatever you're holding on to, and then you also have the option of increasing the strength of the band that you use. Foam rollers are fantastic to increase the mobility of the thoracic spine. In this exercise, we're going to be using this type of foam roller. You can also substitute this for a rolled up towel. It can have the same effect. We want to be placing this down. We want to be putting the foam roller in the middle of our spine, keeping our backside on the ground. We want to bring our elbows together, and we want to take a deep breath in and all the way out and come all the way down and back up. Breathe in and out. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly bringing my arms all the way over. I want you to do 5 of those and then slowly roll up and do the same movement. Now what I don't want you to do is don't want to try and roll up and down it. I don't want to hear any clicking, any cracking at all. We don't want to make this hypermobile. We just want to open up each joint individually as we do that. As you get more range of motion, you may find you're going to be able to get all the way down and touch the floor. Go 3 sets of 5 all the way along those mid-thoracic vertebrae. In this stretch, we're going to be covering an exercise to stretch a muscle known as the pec minor. That muscle attaches on the front of the shoulder here, known as the acromion, and then attaches to the area of the chest. Really important to stretch if we're trying to correct that posture. Reason being, if you're in a position where the shoulders are rolled forward, this muscle will contract and it will shorten, which will make it really hard for those shoulders to return back to their normal position. So from the side, when it's tight, this is what it can look like. And it can be really hard to pull the shoulders back. The best way to stretch is find a doorway. They're fantastic to stretch this muscle. You want to have the arm at 45 degrees. And then with the body, having the arm at this angle, you want to be rotating the body at this angle. And just holding that stretch there for about a minute. From a different angle. And rotating. And you should feel it just in this area. You'll almost feel like a burning sensation. The muscle can be that tight, that's a feeling you'll get. Hold that for about a minute doing both sides. You'll probably even notice that like, oh wow, I can bring my shoulders back. It almost feels lighter. That's how much of an effect this muscle can have on your posture. Enjoy.